Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I got another episode of the biggest robberies in boxing, and I'll be talking about the Lomachenko versus Salido fight that took place about a decade ago now in 2014. And if you're new to the channel, in this series I basically rewatch and rescore the controversial fights of the past. So yeah, tune in if you're all about that. Now, regarding this fight, we all know this was Loma's second fight and his first title shot. This was his attempt at breaking and setting a new record to be the fastest to ever become a world champion. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that this was also when he gained a lot of haters. People were displeased that somebody is getting a title shot in their second professional fight. People thought he cut the line and that favoritism was displayed. People thought he got special treatment, etc., etc. And if you have forgotten, this was for Salido's WBO featherweight title, and he did miss weight by 2 pounds. So he did lose the belt on the scale, but with that, he gained a substantial size advantage in the fight where he weighed a whopping 147 pounds. You compare that to Loma's weight on the night at 136 pounds. Now you could say that they were separated by 2 or in some cases even 3 weight classes, and you could very much see it. The size difference was very visible in the ring, but you know, Loma went ahead with the fight. He was aware of the weight discrepancy and he agreed to fight. So it is what it is, but enough of the pretext. I'm gonna go ahead into the first round. Now the fight started with Salido landing a couple of hooks to the body and head of Loma. Then a pretty quiet second minute of the round. Both men are still trying to figure the other one out, playing it safe and whatnot. Then something interesting happens where they tie up, and Salido, he is just so much bigger and stronger than Loma. He just pushes him back and basically manhandles him. I thought that in this moment right here, this set the tone on how the fight was gonna go. It kind of unveiled Salido's game plan, if you will. But onto the final minute of the round, Loma traps Salido in a corner and gets a good combo in where he looks to have landed 2 or 3 shots clean. A moment later, Salido stabs Loma to the body and they trade shots to end the round, in which Loma got the better of. Now this was a fairly tough round to score, but I'm giving it to Loma because I saw him land the cleaner shots. Now just from that one round, I can tell how this fight is gonna be and why there might be some confusion as to how the rounds are scored. Listen, Salido, given his size advantage, anytime he lands on Loma, clean or not, it will move Loma. It will give the look and sound of a flush shot, but that doesn't mean it landed clean. It's just what happens when you fight someone bigger than you. If you ever sparred someone notably bigger than you, you'd know what I'm talking about. Even when you block their shots, your head would still rock back because of the sheer force behind the shots. It just is what it is. So I feel as though people might confuse Salido's blocked and landed punches because of that. But anyways, on to round 2 we go, and Salido partially lands 2 body shots just to take one himself and another to the head. A couple of jabs by Loma lands. His supreme footwork is on full display as Salido just can't close the gap on Loma. He's just chasing him. But every time they're tied up, Salido does sneak in a few arm punches to the body. As the round ends, Salido does let his hands go and he does connect with a couple shots, though none of them are flush. Another ambiguous round, but I'm giving it to Loma just because he lands cleaner and was the ring general for 90% of the round. In round 3, Loma blocks a body shot early on, but he blocked it with his elbow and he was hunched over, so it looked like the shot folded him, but I really don't think it landed. And at this point, Salido looks to be exclusively targeting the body with and then clinching right after. No doubt trying to drain Loma's energy. Loma throws a 1-1-2 combo, which landed. Another clinch and some more arm punches to the body by Salido, and now it seems as though Loma's game plan is to quickly clinch up and tie up whenever Salido gets in range. Loma lands a straight left at the 1 minute and 10-second mark, and another one 5 seconds later. Loma again lands at least 2 of his 3-piece combo to end the round, and Salido again throws arm punches to the body as they tie up. This was an easy round to score for Loma. He's just boxing circles around Salido at this point, who is just chasing him all around and swinging at air. And one thing I want to note is what Roy Jones said during the timeout, where Loma lands his punches, but they don't have much of an effect because of the size difference. Nevertheless, he did land. Round 4 opens up with a flurry from Salido, where he lands a body shot around Loma's guard and another one or two shortly thereafter. But in the 2-minute and 15-second mark, Loma lands a crisp right hook and a jab, then proceeded to circle out and land another jab. Salido returns with a 2-piece to the body and head, but ate another jab. Salido's aggression is paying off in this round as Loma simply can't shake him off, and he's just ripping it on Loma's body. Some landing, some not. Every so often though, Loma would land a counter jab, but Salido just walks through them. And in the final seconds of the round, Salido lands a right hook on Loma's face. No doubt his best punch of the fight yet. Loma lands a nice little combo to end the round, but this is no doubt Salido's round. Loma couldn't shake him off and was completely outworked by Salido. Loma starts the 5th round very strong. I think he wanted to send a message that he ate no pushovers, so he stood his ground a little more and landed a good straight left to the body as well as a couple right hook to the head. Loma is controlling the center of the ring and Salido is back to body hunting, but isn't as effective on the back foot. The round continues. Loma demonstrates great pull counters, and Salido just has no answer for that the whole round. He was just getting outboxed very, very cleanly by Loma. This was a clear Lomachenko round. Round 6 opens up with 2 wild punches from Salido, which completely missed and was punished by a Loma counter jab. A few moments later, a good body shot lands for Salido. Then an uppercut lands for Loma, followed by a jab. Salido continues to move forward and throw and land sometimes during clinches. In the final minute, a couple of pity-pat punches land for Loma, which momentarily halted Salido's assault. He then lands a couple of right hooks as well as a couple of jabs. Now, this is a problematic round for me to score because though only a couple of significant shots landed for Salido, he was definitely in control of the first 2 minutes of the round. However, Loma clearly won the final minute by landing several clean shots on Salido. Nothing hurtful, but definitely scoring. Some might give this round to Salido, but this is boxing. It's about hitting and not getting hit. So you gotta value the cleaner punches. It's a close round, but I'm giving this round to Loma. Round 7 starts with Salido letting his hands go, partially landing on Loma a couple times, but Loma lands a flush jab and right hook and a straight left that snaps Salido's head back. Then Salido finds Loma's body a couple of times. At the 1 minute and 15-second mark, Loma lands 2 clean straight lefts to the head and body, which was answered by Salido's right hook. In the final minute, Loma lands 2 separate sequences of counter 1-2s and ends the round with another 2 separate quick 3-punch combos. Round 7 is easily Loma's round. Salido swarms Loma to kick round 8 off, landing 4 or 5 clean shots. One of them might even have hurt Loma as he is on a retreat, but the barrage is momentarily stopped by a Loma counter left to the side of Salido's head. Salido continues and lands a couple more shots until Loma himself lands a left to Salido's midsection. Salido keeps on marching forward though, throwing power shots to the body, and he does find the mark every now and then. Loma does get counters in, but he just can't shake Salido off, man. A very, very, very good round for Salido. He wins the round without a doubt. In round 9, Loma lands 5 of the first 7 punches landed, but it doesn't deter Salido as he keeps on pressing and landing a couple of hooks on Loma. Loma lands a couple of jabs and straight left as he tries to keep Salido off, but to no avail. Salido marches forward and continues to partially land on Loma's midsection. The round ends with Salido landing 2 left hooks to Loma's head as they tie up. Round 9 is Salido's. Round 10 was basically Loma fighting Salido's fight. He stayed in the pocket and fought fire with fire. I thought he landed the cleaner shots, but I thought that though most of them were only partially landing, Salido's shots were just more effective. I thought that his shots were more telling, and I usually score for the cleaner shots, but I thought Salido outworked Loma here, and though they didn't land flush, he was still bothering Loma with his shots. Salido wins round 10. And a good start for Salido as he lands a handful of body shots with no response from Loma in round 11. And apparently Loma's trainer informed him that he needed a knockout to win the fight, which to me definitely backfired. Loma didn't box in this round. Instead, he tried to fight on the inside where Salido is clearly the superior. He did land a couple of clean shots in the final minute, but Salido clearly won most of the round, so I gave him the round. Now, the final round, the first couple of minutes, Loma again was fighting Salido instead of boxing him. And of course, Salido was winning the exchanges until he got clipped by a straight left hand. He is hurt. He is on the retreat. He is holding. Loma is letting it fly. He's throwing to the head. He's throwing to the body. And he is landing clean. The referee stops the action to warn him for an unintentional headbutt, giving Salido a moment to recover. Unbelievable. Even Max Kellerman and Jim Lampley couldn't believe it. The action resumes, and Loma lands another flush left straight while Salido gets in a couple of blatant low blows. Loma is going for the finish. The low blows didn't stop him, didn't slow him down. He's going for the finish. He's landing and he's hurting Salido, but he just couldn't get him out of there. The bell rings and Loma most definitely, absolutely wins round 12. And with that, the fight is finished. So how did my scorecards turn out? Well, I had it 115-113 for Vasily Lomachenko. I thought Loma won a very close and competitive fight. And here's my scorecard to prove it. As y'all can see, I thought Loma dominated the first half of the fight, and then Salido came raging back in the second half. And had Loma not won the final round, it would have been a draw. And y'all can also see that I saw two very close rounds in this fight, which they split. So in my opinion, the very best scorecard for Salido would have only have resulted in a draw. I didn't think he had an argument for a win. On the other hand, I thought even a 116-112 scorecard in favor of Loma was also an acceptable result. The fight essentially comes down to two elements, and it all depends on what you prefer. If you like clean, flush shots landing, then you favor Loma. If you like the aggressor and the guy who partially lands more significant, damaging shots, then you like Salido's work. Now, to me, there were maybe 3 or 4 rounds that were difficult to score, but I personally liked Loma's cleaner punches. He landed cleaner. He landed the scoring shots in my eyes. He landed the better combos as well. And one more thing, I didn't say anything about it when I was scoring rounds because the ref didn't say anything about it. But Salido did throw a lot of low shots in this fight. He hit Loma extremely low in the 11th round, actually. That even triggered a reaction from Roy Jones. And in the 12th round, Jim Lampley flat out said that the ref has done a dreadful job. He said it like twice or maybe even 3 times. And y'all, I gotta agree, the ref did an awful job in this fight. A couple of warnings for Salido for low blows, but ultimately did nothing when he continued to do it. And to be fair, Loma did, initiate clinches a good amount as well. And he also didn't do anything about that. Overall, just terrible reffing. As for Salido, well, this guy's a dirty-ass fighter, isn't he? What can I say? This guy missed weight. He threw numerous low blows to the groin, and I think they even showed like a montage at the end of the fight of all the low blows he threw and landed. He lots of grabbing and holding and leading with the head. Just nasty work by Salido, nasty, dirty work by him. But I think he did a fantastic job welcoming Vasily Lomachenko to the world of professional boxing. He showed Loma it ain't sunshine and rainbows over here, not all the time, and people will do absolutely anything to win. So to answer the question, was Loma robbed in this fight? Well, in my humble opinion, not only was he robbed of the decision, he was also robbed of a fair fight. As mentioned before, the referee was just god-awful. It was as if he didn't exist at all because Salido just did what the hell he wanted to do in there. Honestly, give it a couple more rounds and I wouldn't be surprised if Salido threw in an elbow in there. So, yes, To me, Loma was robbed. It was close, it was competitive, but Loma should have won the fight and became the fastest ever to become a world champion. But that's it from me, y'all. What did you guys think of the fight? How did you guys score it? Please leave a like and subscribe. And want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a lovely day. Thank you.